Yeah, I'm ready. How about you?
Okay, let's go.
All right. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome, welcome, guys.
Yes, hello. Welcome to the focus activity 8 to 10. It's about time. We'll just do some quick introductions. So I am Jadine. I am from London in England, and I am a teacher at Myers Miravilli in Milano. Although I am a very new teacher and I'm also very new in Italy, I only arrived in October.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a great time.
Awesome. So I am Caesar. I'm also from my English school, Meravigli. I
Yeah.
am originally from Puerto Rico, but I grew up in Florida. And now I live in Italy. And I've been here for almost 5 years. And
Wow. Have you been in Milan
yeah.
the whole time?
Yeah, I've been in Milan the whole time. Exactly. I've always lived
Okay.
here. How about
Okay,
you?
so anyone, yes, I've been in Milan the
The whole
whole
time.
6 months.
Okay.
um, So yeah, so anyone watching, please feel free to introduce yourself. Yay, Julia.
Woo! Welcome,
Good,
Julia.
nice to meet you. Yes, so it's so much more fun for us when you guys are interacting. So throughout the lesson, if you have any questions or if you want to answer any questions, please just put it in the comments. Okay. Are you ready, Caesar? Cesar? Caesar?
Oh, I was Caesar. Caesar's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Born ready.
You're born ready. Okay,
Absolutely.
let's go. So it's about time. In this focus activity, we will be looking at different expressions of time. So different ways we can talk about time. We'll also be learning to describe time management as well as looking at different cultural attitudes about time. So before we start, Caesar, what is time management?
Hmm. So time management, I would say, is being able to kind of manage different tasks in a certain amount of time, I think, and kind of coordinate them.
Okay. Okay. So I guess for us, we have to have time management to do these lessons in 50 minutes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So here you've got a real life example of time management for you. Okay. So on the screen, we have some questions. And again, for anyone, I can see new people are joining us. So hi, introduce yourselves. Um, so we have some, I think, quite interesting questions about how time is seen in different cultures. So I'm going to read them out and I want everybody to tell me what they think the answer is. So, number one, in which country is it considered polite to arrive 10 to 30 minutes early for a meeting? So the first thing, Caesar, is what is polite?
Hmm. So polite is when you do things that are nice, or we can say kind. So it's the opposite of rude. For example, saying please and thank you is polite.
Okay. So it's not something you have to do, but it's something you can choose to do if you want to be nice to somebody.
Exactly. Exactly.
And hey, Robbie, hey, Emanuele.
Welcome, guys. Welcome,
Okay.
welcome, welcome.
Yes. Okay. So Caesar and everybody, which country do you think it's considered polite to arrive early for meetings?
Hmm. I'm not the finest idea. Maybe in the UK, says Julia.
Maybe we are very polite people, but we are not always
polite.
so early. It's more like we'll arrive late, but then we'll apologize. Okay, Emanuele, so we would say I have no idea.
Exactly. I have no idea.
Well
And I
done. No,
am
it's
sorry.
okay. Yes, but I think he was self-correcting.
Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
It's cool. It's cool. Maybe you also have some stories. I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay. So
We
nobody
all have
knows,
stories.
Susan?
Maybe
Susan, do you
Japan?
in Japan? Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe because in Asian culture, I think they have a lot of they do different things to show respect. I think so. We can see. China.
China. All right, fantastic.
Okay. So is anyone surprised by that? Me? I think I'm not that surprised. I didn't think it was China, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So number 2, in which two cultures is being late considered the norm? Okay, so
Got an idea.
considered the norm, it's just normal. So do I. Okay, so where is it normal to be late? Which two cultures? So not countries, but cultures.
So normal would be the noun and the norm would be the noun and normal would be the adjective. They come from the same origin,
Oh, cool.
same root.
Yay, grammar.
Woo woo.
Okay.
Represent.
Okay. So does anybody have an idea? Can anybody guess? Personally, I think in Italy,
Yeah.
people say they are going to arrive at one time, but they come at a different time, and
Absolutely.
everybody is okay with that. So I think maybe the Mediterranean area is normal.
Exactly. Julia
Okay, and
confirms
Julia, thank you. So I'm not racist. I'm not being racist. The Italian person has also said it. Especially if you take the bus or a train.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Susan, do you have any? You said you had some ideas, so do
Yeah.
you want to
So I
share
think
them?
Mediterranean, as you said, so not just Italian, but also Spain. Exactly like Christina said. Also Spain, I think, would fit in that category of Mediterranean. But I would also say Arabic,
Oh, okay.
like Arabian
Okay,
culture,
interesting.
Arab cultures.
Okay, is it? I don't think I know that many Arabian people actually. So have you ever been to an Arabic country?
No, no, I haven't. But I feel like coming from Puerto Rico, we have
Hmm.
Puerto Rico, was a Spanish-owned colony, and
Okay.
as a result, we had a lot of influences in both language and culture you know from that
Okay.
side. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Also, we've got Julia who says she hates to arrive late. Okay, just be careful with this, Julia. In English, we don't say arrive in late. So we don't need the preposition in. We can just say someone has arrived late. Okay, and Robbie thinks Asia. So we'll see. Okay, it was the Mediterranean and Arab.
Woo.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Caesar knows everything. I feel like maybe he's done this one before.
A long time ago.
Okay. Okay. But at least then you learned something, so it
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
these slides work. Okay. Number 3. In which country are trains considered late, even if they are running behind by more than 59 seconds? So running behind is quite an interesting phrase. What does this mean?
I think
Running behind what?
to run behind is a synonym of to run late. So we can say to be late, but we can also say to run late.
Okay, cool. So in what country do you all think that trains are considered late if they are running behind by more than 59 seconds? So literally 1 minute and they are late.
Julia says Japan.
Maybe,
Christina, on the other
maybe.
hand, says in Africa, time is a personal meaning. So maybe
Okay,
okay. So Africa or Japan, maybe.
okay. Christina, if you want to tell us a bit more about this, what do you mean time is a personal meaning? Because that's interesting to me. Okay, Julia says Japan. Caesar, what do you think?
I don't know. Maybe China or Japan.
Okay, so it seems like we all think that Asia, they are very efficient. They like to be on time in this
Yeah.
continent. Yes, Japan. Okay, because Japan is famous, I think, for their very fast trains and their very good service. I've seen that they have some police type of people at the train stations that
Oh
will
yeah.
push you onto the train to
Oh
make
my god.
sure that it goes on time. So
Wow. We need a couple of those here in Milan, especially. Maybe
maybe,
not
although
now though.
no touching at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So number 4, in which country are trains sometimes late by hours or even a day?
Mm,
I don't
even a
know.
day.
A day. I can't imagine a train being a day late. It's not in the UK. If it was in the UK, people would never stop complaining about it. So,
Yeah, same in the US too. I
okay.
feel like maybe Italy could be by hours, but I don't know about days. Even a
No,
day.
a day is very extreme.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
does anybody in the comments know where it might be okay for a train to be a day late?
That's terrible.
It's crazy.
Oh man.
You really have to manage your time well if you
Yeah.
knew your train could be a day late. I
Any
mean,
ideas, anybody?
maybe it could be again an Arabic somewhere in Arabia. If again looking at question 2, it's more normal to be late. Oh, that's interesting, Julia. So she says, I know that in Japan, the train company
Hmm.
apologized because one train was started less than a minute before the scheduled time. Wow.
Wow.
Maybe I'll move. Maybe I'll move to Japan.
Yeah, take me with you.
Okay, and Christina says maybe
Cuba.
Cuba.
Hmm.
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't know how many trains there are in Cuba though.
That's true.
It's very
Okay,
small.
let's find out. Okay. So in India, I've
In
never been to
India.
India.
Wow.
Okay. So now I know if I want to plan a trip to India, I'll have to leave some room for a delay.
Exactly.
Um,
Some wiggle room.
exactly. A wiggle room. That's a great phrase. What does wiggle room mean?
All right. So wiggle is when you move like this. like a worm,
Very nice.
like
Very
this, a
nice.
wiggle. So wiggle room means some extra room, some extra space to kind of be able to. Mm,
Move things,
yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Yeah,
If you have space to wiggle, then maybe if you plan a trip, you have a few extra days to move things around.
exactly. So you're not kind of tight on time.
Okay, and finally, question 5. Which country suffers from time sickness, which
Mm.
is an obsession with being on time and how much time is left in the day, week, year, or lifetime?
Guilty.
Really? I've
I,
never heard of this before.
I think
What is
so.
this?
It sounds very American to me, at least.
What do you mean an obsession with how much time is left in the day? Like
You
you're
know,
always thinking about the end of the day?
yeah, it's kind of like, like always thinking about what you have to do next and how much time. For example, I mean, a really common example is, for example, before going to bed, kind of thinking
Okay.
about how many hours you have, to sleep if you go to sleep at that moment, those kinds of things.
Wow. Okay, so Robbie thinks Switzerland. Robbie, put in the
Mm,
comments as well why you think
yeah.
Switzerland. Do you have any experiences with Swiss people, or is it just how you imagine life in Switzerland to be? But
Oh, I
that's
see
no, that's
Julia
interesting.
here also said that one day we'll have day late trains as well. We can always improve.
Oh no. Um, okay, so let's see. Yes, you were right. The USA, okay.
Represent. I know my people.
Well, I mean, I do think about how much time is left to do things, but I wouldn't say I obsessed over it because an obsession is like really extreme. You think about it all the time.
Yeah. I wouldn't
But
say
yes,
obsessed either, but yeah, I guess maybe from other perspectives it can seem kind of obsessive.
okay. Okay, so now you guys have seen the answers. If you are surprised by any of them, tell us, let us know why, and which ones surprise you. Okay, so here we have
Mm.
some very nice time associated phrases. Okay, so it's a matching task. You can match the phrases on the left with what you think the meaning is on the right in the comments. And while you do that, I will ask Caesar to explain to me what does this mean in the nick of time?
Okay. So, in the nick of time, this is when something is at the perfect moment, I would say. So, right at the last minute, usually.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Okay. So, for example, the teacher asked me a question, and right in that moment, before I could answer, the bell rang. So, the bell rang just in the nick of time.
Ah, so did you have to answer the question or
No,
you
in
could?
this case, I was saved by the bell, we could also say.
Ah, okay. So you got to escape the situation. So it was the perfect time for the bell to ring.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay. And Julia says from the last slide, those questions, she was surprised by the fifth. So
Oh,
she's
yeah.
surprised that Americans have this time sickness.
Yeah.
Who did you think would have the time sickness, Julia? Cool. Let us know. Okay. So on the left, we have the phrases the other day, just now, every now and then, for the time being, and from now on. So if I said to everybody, the quarantine started just the other day, or the quarantine started the other day, when am I talking about? Which of these phrases on the right is most appropriate? Sometimes, for now, a few days ago, from this point forward, or a little time ago? What do you think? So, Caesar, do you have any ideas? If something
So
happened the other day, we can say.
I would say just the other day, or a little, well, a few days ago. A few days ago.
Let's see. Yeah, and Julia agrees. So, excellent. If something happens the other day, a few days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, something has happened.
Exactly.
Cool. So then, how about if I say my nothing interesting is happening in my life. My phone rang just now. When am I talking about? What can I say? If I say my phone rang just now, does anyone know?
Any
Is
ideas?
it sometime, for now, from this point forward, or a little time ago? Okay, Caesar,
This
can
one
you
I
help
would
me?
say a little time ago,
Yes,
or a little.
exactly.
We can also say a little while ago. Normally, it's a
Yeah,
little bit less than a while ago. You know.
perfect. So, yeah, Julia and Christina have both said, and Robbie, for now, just
Mm.
now is a really interesting phrase, because even though now means right at this moment, if we say something's happened just now, we mean a minute or a few minutes in the past.
Exactly.
So it's a tricky one. Okay. The next we have every now and then. So
Turn
I can.
around every now and then.
I thought we were gonna harmonize. I don't know.
I mean, I wanted to. That was the idea, but I forgot the words.
We can practice. We can practice later. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay. Between.
Oh, excellent, Julia. So every now and then is sometimes brackets. I've discovered the meaning. So I discovered, because it's something that just happened once, the meaning a few days ago when I was reading Harry Potter. Excellent.
Exactly. Do we have
Yes.
any other ways to say this one?
Um, maybe every once in a while is another way we can say sometimes.
Yeah. We can also say every now and again.
Every now and again, that's true. So there are many ways we can say sometimes. In English, we don't like to commit to anything, which is
Yeah.
why we have so many phrases. So every now and then, every now and again, every once in a while, and sometimes.
Every so often.
Every so often. Wow, you're blowing me away, Caesar. There are too many. Stop.
Oh, I
Stop.
know.
Okay, so now we have 2 remaining. So for the time being and from now on. So again, these I can understand if you would be a bit confused. But I can give you an example. So if I say, for the time being, everyone has to stay at home.
I knew that's where this was going.
Of course it was. So again, that could be either. But what do you think? For the time being, everyone has to stay at home. Do I mean for now, for the general period of now, or do I mean from this point forward, from starting now?
Exactly,
Okay,
Julia. For
exactly.
now.
So for the time being means for this current time, maybe right now, maybe for this period.
Temporarily.
Yes, temporarily as well. It's not something permanent. It's just temporarily for this period, which of course means that our final phrase from now on means from this point forward. So from now, this point onwards. Okay, so going forward from this point. So from now on, I will try to speak more Italian.
There you go.
Because for the time being, I cannot leave my house.
Exactly. There you go. So starting now, starting today, from now on.
Yes. So if again you guys in the comments want to try to use any of these phrases with your own in your own sentences, then yeah, please let us know, and it's fun for us to read what you have to say.
Yeah, give us some examples, guys.
Yes, but in the meantime, another one,
Ooh, in the
which just
meantime, what is
means
that?
while. Yeah. So in the meantime is while we are waiting for something to happen. So in the meantime, from this point A and point B, the meantime is the time in between. So in the meantime, we have another task, which again, everyone is welcome to contribute to. So we have some sentences, but the correct time phrase is missing. So we have empty gaps.
Oh no,
I want,
not the gaps.
yes, the gaps, always the gaps. So of course, you can write in the answers the number of whichever sentence you want to answer, and then the appropriate phrase, which is written in red on the left. So, Caesar, will you please read the sentences with gaps?
Yes. So, Robert called blank and said he's gonna be 10 minutes late.
Okay, cool. And just something about your pronunciation.
Mm.
I noticed that you didn't say he's going to be. What did you say?
Yes. I said he's gonna be.
Okay. And what does that mean? Gonna.
So, gonna is just the way that we pronounce going to.
Okay. Can we write gonna, or is it just spoken?
Normally, you only write it if it's informal. So, for example, on the internet or in text messages, but not in an email, not on a website, usually. It depends. It's very
Okay.
informal in writing.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so while you guys are writing your answers, I hope, Caesar, if you want to read the rest of them.
Yeah, sure. And we've got an example here from Julia. Every now and then I do some workout, or I would say some
Cool.
workouts.
Yes. Or you can also make workout a verb. So every now and then I work out.
Exactly. I think that one would be the most common one.
So
Just like the
really nice,
song
Julia.
Workout.
Work out.
Sexy and I know it. So, number 2. I saw Julia blank while I was at the supermarket.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, it looks like
And
we've
number
got some answers for number 1.
okay. So Robbie and Julia have both said just now. Shall we see if you are correct? Dun, 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 dun. Yes. So
500
Robert called
points.
just now. Whoa, that's a lot of points. Just now, remember? Just now does not mean now at this time. It means a few minutes ago. And he has said he is going to be late. Cool. Good to know. He's left it a bit late to call. It's quite rude.
Yeah.
But but maybe the meeting is tomorrow. I don't know. So
Hopefully.
number 2, you have also said, I saw Julia the other day. Yes. Excellent. So a few days ago, I was at the supermarket and I saw Julia. Cool. Caesar?
Yeah. So I always get up early, but blank, I like to sleep late.
Okay. And number 4?
Okay. So blank, we have to turn off our mobile phones or cell phones in American English during class.
Ah, okay, cool. And finally,
Number 5, I'm not happy with my job, but blank, it's fine. That's the spirit.
okay, and great. So you guys have answered number 3. I always get up, get up early. This is our routine. But every now and then, or sometimes, I like to sleep late. So different from our routine. Excellent. And number 4, you guys have put, at the time being, we have to turn off our mobile phones during class. And number 5, I'm not happy with my job, but from now on, it's fine. So we'll just go through the explanation of the last 2.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we said from now on means from this point, and it's more permanent.
Exactly.
Okay, so from now on, something has to happen. Whereas for the time being is a bit temporarily. So if we look at the context of the sentences, we have to turn off our mobile phones during class or in school. This is probably not something that's temporary, but it could be a new rule. Exactly, Caesar. Whereas number 5, I'm not happy with my job, but for the time being, which means for this period, but it's temporary, it's okay. Because if someone is not happy with their job, I hope that they don't just say, but from now forward, it's fine. I'm not happy, but I will continue. So we're looking for something that means that is a bit more temporary, which is why we use for the time being for this temporary period.
What a trooper.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments if that makes sense or if you need some more explanation. We'll move on. So, okay. Well, here are some explanations which I did not know would appear.
I forgot about that too, don't worry.
Yeah. But maybe Caesar, you can quickly go through them and then we'll go on to the next slide where there's another task. Okay.
So number 1, just now. So we can say, oh, actually, 3 days ago.
No, I think these are options again.
Okay. Cool. So 3 days ago. What do we think 3 days ago would correspond to? Just now, the other day, every now and then, from now on? I would say 3 days ago would be just the other day, maybe 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 4 days ago, but a few days ago, just the other day.
I'm okay. Sorry, I didn't
No
know that was
worries.
gonna happen. What's happening? It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's crazy. Okay. So yes, 3 days ago would be just the other day.
Exactly.
Okay, great, Julia. Okay. So number 2, And Robbie, well done.
So 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago would be just now. 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. If we want to go crazy, even 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but not really more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I
more than
wouldn't
10
say.
minutes.
Yeah, I
Oh.
wouldn't say, for example, just now to refer to yesterday or hours ago. That's
No,
too much.
exactly. So number 3.
So sometimes, as we said before, every now and then, every now and again, every so often,
Perfect.
etc. It's okay for now. So for the time being, so temporarily.
Yeah.
And then the last one, a new change starting now. From now on, new rule.
Yep. Perfect. Okay.
Change approved.
So okay. Julia says for the day being, don't forget these phrases are set phrases, so the individual words don't exactly make sense all the time, but the set phrase for the time being means during this period. And because it's a set phrase, we can't really change the words because then it doesn't have the same meaning.
Exactly. It can be for a day, it can be for a month, it can be for a week, but
Yeah,
it's always for the time being.
exactly. So I'm a bit scared because I don't know what's going to happen on this slide. Do you know?
No.
Can I press play or just watch? Okay. Okay. Now I do know what happens. So
Taking a walk on the wild side of life.
yes. Okay, so here we have some information about some co-workers. So some colleagues, people who work together. I'm going to read you the story, and I want you to tell me where in the story we can use some of these phrases. Okay, so which words we can replace to use some of these phrases. But before I start, we'll just go through. Should we go through what the phrases mean? Do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So the first one we have is to talk a mile a minute.
Exactly. But
What
what
does
is a
this mean?
mile?
Yes. So a mile is a physical distance. So in the UK, we use miles. I think it's the
Oh, do you?
empirical system. Yeah, we are
Oh, cool.
strange.
No, we do
Whereas
too.
in a
I thought it was just us.
oh, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, but in Europe, I think you guys use the metric system. So you measure things in meters, kilometers, which makes more sense.
It is what it is.
Yes. So, oh, Roby, exactly. So if you talk a mile a minute, it means that in a minute, a short time, you are talking a lot.
Exactly.
So number 2, what does it mean to run out of time?
I would tell you, but you've run out of time. Goodbye.
Hey!
Sorry.
Okay, but no, that was a great example. So if I run out of time, I have no more time. I have no more time, which means I've got no more time to continue doing the thing that I want to do.
Exactly. Can we use this with other words? Can we
Yes,
run out of anything else?
yes. So not just time, but you can run out of anything, which just means it's finished. For example, I ran out of coffee this morning. I have no more coffee. My coffee is finished. I have to buy some more.
Exactly. So normally it's something that you can replenish. So we wouldn't use it, for example, we wouldn't say, I finished the project, I ran out of the project, but we would say, I finished the project in that case.
Ah, thanks, Simon. Good to know.
Oh, thank you.
Really nice. But yeah, exactly. So usually it's something that can start again.
Exactly. Needed
Okay.
extra time. Great. Great explanation.
Okay. So number 3, to waste time. What can this mean?
Mm. So waste time is when you use your time, but not in an efficient way. So, for example, right now I'm supposed to be working, but I'm playing a game on my phone. I am wasting time.
Yes, and you have that time sickness, don't you?
Oh
So to
yeah,
you,
absolutely. Achoo.
it's really important to keep your time. Now, Julia has said to lose time. Would you agree, Caesar?
So lose in English has a different meaning. So lose is where you cannot find something. For example, where is my phone? I lost my phone. So in English, if you say to lose time, this means, for example, you wake up and you don't remember what you have been doing for the past day or something like that.
Wow. And is that an active choice? Have you chosen to
No.
not remember? No.
In this
Okay.
case, it's kind of like amnesia.
Whoa. Whereas, okay, if you waste time, is the time escaping you, or are you actively not using the time well?
You just aren't using it well. You don't care. You're not
Okay.
interested. You're wasting time.
Okay, so it's my choice if I want to not use my time well, if I want to waste time.
Exactly.
Um, okay, how about if you take your time?
Hmm. So take your time. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. So is there a rush? Do we have a time limit or
Nope. No rush. No hurry.
okay. So I can do what I want and there's no need to hurry. Good to know.
Exactly.
Um okay, what about if I'm saving time? What does it mean to save time?
Hmm. So save time, I think, would be the opposite of waste time. For example, um, in the past, everybody washed their clothes by hand. Now we have washing machines. So the washing machines save us time.
Ah, okay, because now it takes us less time to do something. We have more time to do other things. So I've
Exactly.
saved my time. Cool. And the last one, just in time, is very similar to that other phrase we saw earlier, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yep. So just in time, in the nick of time, it's when something happens or something is finished at the very last moment. Okay.
Exactly.
So with all of this new knowledge,
In mind.
I'm I'm going to again, like I said, read this passage, and you can tell me which ones we should switch, which words from the passage we should change with these phrases. So, Doug and Jen are co-workers. They had to give a presentation today at 10 o'clock. Doug had arrived a minute before. He spoke really quickly and, yet, still needed extra time. Jen, however, was very efficient and good at managing her time. She used her time well and spoke slowly. Jen stayed on topic and wasn't short on time. In fact, she had planned extra time to ask if anyone had any questions. Well, I know who I would rather be. So, so
Absolutely.
yes. So for our first phrase, talk a mile a minute, what can we replace in this text And I think some of you may have answered
already
it
mentioned.
already.
Yeah.
Yes, if we can just find the answer, or if anyone wants to answer again.
Oh yeah, somebody said speak really quickly. I remember somebody had written that.
Yes, I think it was Robbie.
Oh, Robbie, yeah, really quickly. There we go.
Exactly. So, oh no. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Right.
my bad. I'm very confused by this slide. But yes, so our first one, we were going, I guess, in the why is it doing it in this order? Oh, okay, in the order of the text.
Yeah.
Okay, so he arrived a minute before. He arrived just in time. He spoke really quickly. Exactly, Julia. Doug, he spoke really quickly. And Robbie, you had answered a minute before. Excellent. So he talked a mile a minute and yet still needed extra time. So what can we replace this phrase, he still needed extra time, with? What do we think? If he needed extra time, did he use his time well? Did his time finish? Did he waste his time? What do you think? Okay, Caesar, can you help me?
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought we were waiting for them.
Fine.
Yeah, so still needed extra time, or still ran, because it's in the past, still ran out of time.
Exactly. So he needed extra time. He needed more time because his time had finished. So Jen, however, was very efficient and good at managing her time. She used her time well and spoke slowly. Okay, so is there anything we can put in this area?
She's very efficient and good at managing her time.
Anybody know? Let's see. Okay, so she didn't waste time and she
Exactly.
spoke slowly. So here we have waste time in the negative. So another way to say she was, like it says, she was efficient, she used her time well, is she didn't waste it. Whereas if she wasted time, we can say she didn't use her time well.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about, and she spoke slowly? Definitely, Julia, Jen did save time. But if we say she spoke slowly, was she in a hurry? Was she talking a mile a minute? Or can we use one of these phrases?
I think here we could say she took, so in the past, took, taken, so she took her time.
Yes, although it's put it somewhere different to where I would put it.
Oh,
But yes,
yeah?
okay, so
Oh, okay.
okay, so she stayed on topic. She took her time. If you take your time, there's no rush. You can speak slowly. You are not hurrying through a presentation or through a talk, etc. So then finally, where can we put she saved time? And this one I think I do know.
Yeah, me too. If not, I need another profession.
Yes. For now,
For now,
it's okay. Your
for the
job.
time
For
being.
the time being, your job is okay. Okay, so what do you think? In fact, she had planned extra tasks. If anyone had any questions, where can we
So
put
she had
save time?
saved time to ask.
Exactly. So she saved time. She made sure there was extra time.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are at the end of our lesson. Thank you, everybody, for taking part and for
Oh, really?
watching.
Look at the time.
Yeah, yes, it's sad actually because I've enjoyed it. But yes, so just as a quick summary, we have gone through a series of time-related phrases, which I didn't realize there were so many, but I hope now you all feel comfortable using. If you have any questions, any final questions, please write them now. And yes, I hope you have enjoyed the the lesson. Okay, great. Caesar, do you have anything you want to say finally?
No, I think that's pretty much it. We have an expression, we say like, look at the time, which normally means that it's late and we have to go, or we ran out of time.
Exactly. Ran out
That's
of
what that
time.
means.
Yes. But yeah, it was really nice. Thank you, everyone who took part in the comments. Julia, Robbie, Veronica, were you in here? Everyone sounds the same to me now.
Yeah.
Okay, there was no Veronica
Emanuele,
today, but there was a Christina.
Christina, thank you all for participating. And remember, we've got webinars constantly. So see you soon.
Every hour, every day. Bye bye.
Exactly.